Straight cash, homie.
Would you please break a damn story?
He took it out.
Oh, for you.
Interesting edition of PFT OT on this Monday after Week 7, because at some point while we are talking about things we didn't get to during PFT Live, we're going to get a phone call. Yes, a phone call from Travis Kelce.
That's how we
Kansas
roll.
City Chiefs.
We get phone calls from Travis Kelce.
And we're going to put him through, and we're going to ask him some questions. It's Chiefs-Packers Sunday Night Football Week 8, but Sunday Night Football Week 7, Eagles and the Cowboys. It was a week ago today that Doug Pederson made his non-guarantee guarantee. He was on WIP radio in Philly. He said very nonchalantly, and as part of the conversation, we're going to win. He was asked by reporters later to talk about his guarantee. He was like, what guarantee? Well, the cat was already out of the bag. He knew that he went too far, and the Cowboys players mostly kept their mouths shut. When it was time to go out there and play, they stuck it to the Eagles, and I think they found extra motivation in Pederson's comment.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that, especially when you see some of the post-game comments from some of the guys on the Cowboys. It definitely was in their minds as they took the field. And, you know, as we've talked about a lot, NFL players look for anything to get themselves pissed off, pumped up, whatever it may be. This is a huge rivalry as is. And, yeah, they didn't like to hear that. You know, I don't think Doug Pederson is trying to make any sort of guarantee, but he talked himself into a corner when you just talk matter-of-factly and say, oh, we're going to go down and get a win. Well, I don't really care if you say guarantee or not. At that point, you know, the newspapers are going to run with it, and, of course, the team you're playing is going to run with it. And, yeah, I wouldn't think Rod Marinelli, especially on that defensive side of the ball, had his guys riled up for Sunday night because of those comments.
DeMarcus Lawrence was the only one who broke from the rest of his teammates before the game. He said,
don't
Doug
come on the
Pederson,
field.
Shut your ass up and stay on the sideline.
Right.
After the game, Ezekiel Elliott said, honestly, we don't give a bleep what Doug Pederson says.
Right.
And one of your favorite words.
Was it the F word?
Oh, yes.
You want me to get it out there for everybody?
No.
We don't give a...
Yeah, it's not fart. Let's just say that. It's not that.
I'm allowed to say it on OT, aren't I?
I know, but then they got to bleep it out. And
okay, all right. I don't
still
want to do that.
Still a family show, right? We're still.
Yes.
No, is it a family show?
No, I hope not.
But the Cowboys 4-3 coming together, and I think they really like that sense of being under siege because they find a way to perform at a higher level. I think Jason Garrett feeling the red hot poker, as you would say.
Sure.
It really does snap them out of it. And last year when they beat the Eagles, when they were 3-5 starting the second half of the season, went to Philly on Sunday Night Football and won that game, it sparked a 7-1 finish. And the next thing you know, a team that started 3-5 is in the final 8.
Yes.
So they're hoping there's a similar impact this year without having to get to 3-5. And if they go on a run like that this year, maybe it's going to be hard to get a bye week.
Yeah.
But they easily can win the division, and then maybe they can make some noise in the postseason.
I think they're. I'm not giving up on the Dallas Cowboys. I still think they're one of the more talented teams in football, and I think they'll be in this. You know, they're going to be in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. I just really would be shocked.
You're really not going out on a limb then.
Well, I know, but it's. But I do. I just think they're a playoff quality football team. I think they're a better team than they were last year. Yeah, they hit a few hiccups the last few weeks. Certainly, I get that. But I just look at their offense as being more creative than years past. Their defense is still really good. And the big thing is, within that Doug Pederson stuff, and the two guys that spoke out about it after the game, those were the two guys that needed the biggest jolts in their game. DeMarcus Lawrence and Ezekiel Elliott were the guys that I think we all question the most. Where the hell are you? Why aren't you getting as many yards as you should? Why aren't you getting sacks like you should? And they showed up last night in a big way, especially early on, to kind of get the team confident and get the ball rolling. And it was no looking back after that.
Now, DeMarcus Lawrence got his contract in the offseason, so he didn't go through that same kind of on-the-fly adjustment. Think about everything Ezekiel Elliott had to process. He had the fight of the holdout.
Right.
He's in Mexico. He's trying to hold firm while the Cowboys are trying to talk him into taking less than what he wanted. He finally gets his deal, and then it's right back to it. You don't get a chance to process these newfound riches. You don't even get to figure out what you're going to do with the money. I mean, you trust people to properly take care of it, but it's issues that you're trying to balance all at once, and you're trying to get yourself in shape. He didn't have that burst earlier in the year. He had it last night.
Yeah, it was real close.
And I think that bodes well.
It does, yeah. Well, he needs it. I mean, because it's not about, I don't come away from games just watching them on film, and I don't mean to be a Johnny Film guy, but I don't come away going, oh, he ran for 100 yards. That's a good day. No, it's what's there to be had. Pass game, run game alike. And there was just too many instances over the last few weeks where I went, ooh, like the top 3 or 4 running backs in football would have got 40 yards in that run, and Ezekiel Elliott got 15. And that's when I start to have an issue. And I start to notice things like that week after week and 1 or 2 times a game. Those can be game-changing type plays or runs. And when you're not getting that type of performance out of the guys you're paying the most and expect to have those type of performances, usually your team can falter, and they faltered.
We should have Travis Kelce momentarily, but before we get him, I got to give you credit. When the Titans traded for Ryan Tannehill with the Dolphins in the offseason, your first reaction was he's eventually going to start for the Titans.
Thank you. Yep.
And he did yesterday, and he got a win.
Right. Yeah, Tannehill is, for whatever reason, and I was like this too, viewed as like, he's not that great, he's not that good. But when you break it down, you really start to realize he's done a lot better job than I think we've all given him credit for throughout his career. And I always went back to, the Marcus Mariota thing. He's an athlete who plays quarterback instead of a quarterback who's an athlete. And Ryan Tannehill, he struggled with that a little too, but I think right now he is a quarterback who's an athlete. And yesterday, even though, it wasn't always pretty, and this Titans offense is not like, the greatest show on turf or anything like that. But the thing I saw that was different between Tannehill and Marcus Mariota was the willingness to throw the ball into tight windows, into tight coverage, and put the ball on the money, where Marcus Mariota might have been reluctant to, and then maybe he looks to scramble, or he just sits in the pocket too long waiting for someone to come open, and then he gets sacked or has to throw the ball away. Tannehill just went, ooh, it's not open by a lot, but he's open. I'm going to throw it in there and make a good throw, and he did that, and it helped their offense be a little bit more diverse yesterday than we've seen.
Yeah, and the key is for Tannehill is staying healthy, because when he's healthy, he plays really well.
Does, right?
And that's been the knock on Mariota. He can't stay healthy. So maybe at some point Tannehill gets injured and Mariota is back in. I'm not ready to slam the door on Mariota never playing again for the Titans. Right. I don't think he'll be there next year.
Right.
But we could see Tannehill, Mariota as they try to dig out of this. And now they're 3-4. I mean, that when you're 2-4, that next game, I know every game is a difference maker this point in the season, but what a difference between 3-4 and 2-5.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right?
No doubt. You're right. You go into the locker room after a game when you go 2-5, you go, damn, we're about done. That's it. The season's over. I mean, we're just going to fight to be respectable now. You go in at 3-4, you go, if we go on a little run here, we're going to be right back in the thick of things. It's a totally different attitude and change. And, Tannehill, I think, has got a firm grasp on the quarterback. I mean, they haven't had quarterback play like that all year. He went 23 of 29 for 312 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. And I know we got to go because we got the man, the myth, the legend coming on here in a second.
Yeah, from 2-5 to 5-2.
Right.
That's what the Chiefs are 7 games into the season. And Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce joins us thanks to Old Spice, the official sweat defense of the NFL, offering guys new Old Spice Sweat Defense Dry Spray Antiperspirant with superior 48-hour sweat and odor protection. For more info, check out the Old Spice YouTube channel. And there is Travis Kelce.
Travis, how are you, man? Handsome and smelling so good.
Smelling delightful, thanks to Old Spice. I've loved working with Old Spice over the years. They've given me all the grooming products that I could ever need. This year, they've got me on the Old Spice Sweat Defense Antiperspirant Spray. It being 48 hours of sweat and odor protection, the official antiperspirant of the NFL, Old Spice, always coming through.
Oh, well said. You are quite the endorser there. Way to go, man. What a professional. They must be paying you a lot of money.
Hey, he's got that
no,
red.
I'm just enjoying this interview, man.
He's got that red Old Spice T-shirt on. Do you have one of those? I got one of those.
No, I don't. Apparently, I'm not big time enough that I get a red Old Spice
probably
T-shirt.
doesn't fit me the way it fits him, but yeah, I got one.
Yeah, no, you can't rock. Yo, you do? Okay, good.
All right, Travis, it's been a strange few days. Give me the best way to describe your emotions, the team's mindset after the Patrick Mahomes injury.
Well, I think the biggest thing that we had to do is keep our composure during the game, at least. And then afterwards, we're all kind of just keeping our fingers crossed that Pat's going to be all right. Not only be able to get back sometime soon, but get back healthy and be able to play the game, the way he knows how to. So that's probably the biggest thing, is just to make sure that we don't act uncharacteristically here going forward. Everyone just does their job, and we keep trying to win football games.
What was said, what was done on the sideline to get everyone to keep their composure during that game?
Really, it was just everyone having confidence that Matt could come in and win that football game for us, and you could see it in everyone's eyes. No one, there wasn't a hiccup, there wasn't anyone tripping over their feet. As soon as Matt came in, he said, "Listen, we got this," and everyone rallied with him. And Matt Moore can dice it up, and then we're if we move forward and have to win a few ball games with him, I got all the confidence in the world we can do that.
I mean, my heart hurt when I saw him on the ground. Like, I was hurt, like, as a fan, okay? Like, in your head, did you have weak moments like that when you first see him down? Or you're like, oh, my gosh, Mahomes is down. Oh, my gosh, we're in deep trouble. Like, give us some raw Travis Kelce brain there as that's going down.
Honestly, it went down, and he wasn't at the bottom of the pile, but he was in the pile, and he couldn't move. And everyone's kind of just wondering, like, why isn't he getting up? And then he pointed at his knee, and it didn't look like a knee. And just as his brother, as his friend, man, I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan just as a person.
Right.
So I think that being, the moment where it was just like, man, I hope my brother's all right, man. I hope he could just, whatever it is, he gets over it and he gets healthy fast. But let's go out here and win this game for him and let him know we got his back.
Matt Moore is not Patrick Mahomes. No one's Patrick Mahomes right now, Travis. But what's the best thing that Matt Moore brings to the table for the Chiefs offense?
His experience. And believe it or not, the quarterback position, that means a lot, especially in this offense where we're asking a quarterback to do a lot of things. And I think Matt came in, handled the game correctly, finished us off, and then and on top of that, moving forward, we're just going to have to keep chugging along. Like I said, when guys start to act uncharacteristically, that's when you're in trouble. We got a lot of great players in this locker room that feed off of each other. And I think Matt's going to come in and do just fine like he did.
You talk about the character in your locker room, and I'm curious about this because you guys have been such an offensive football team for the last 2 years. And, hey, listen, we're Johnny Media guys over here. Yeah, the defense for you guys has not exactly held up its end of the bargain, right? At least that's what it looks like to us at times. How do you guys, stop from the in-locker room fighting that you see from some teams at time to time when one side of the ball is clearly performing, at a much higher level than the other side of the ball?
I think one thing that's helped that is the GM bringing in guys with good character, guys with that are unselfish, that understand the game, and that it's not always going to go our way. He's brought in guys with the right mentality, and that's helped us even through the past 3 games where we lost 2 and had a lot of adversity in this last one. But we play together, man. We play together. We love each other for what it is, and we always know we're going to go battle with whoever's out there on that field. And I also think that winning helps that. Some locker rooms can get pretty crazy when you start losing, but we kept it together during the 2 games that we lost.
And Travis, we saw the defense find a new level on Thursday night against the Broncos. How much of that, in your estimation, was a reaction to the Patrick Mahomes injury, or how much of it was going to happen anyway against the Broncos?
I think it was just a determined mindset that they were going to stop the run. And once we stopped that early, we made it pretty difficult on them to stay in the pocket. And, as an offense, if you can't run the ball and your quarterback's getting rushed, that's it. It's going to be a long day for you.
How about this week? You got a big one. Okay, I'm hurt because I wanted to see Rodgers and Mahomes and Rodgers. Rodgers is like the original Mahomes. What's your thought on Rodgers? Have you played against him before? And if so, or if not, what is your kind of overview of him as a football player?
The one time I remember playing him was in Lambeau a few years back, but he put up like 40 on us, and it was an ugly game. He diced us up pretty good, so I'm hoping that we get out there and throw some points up on him, knowing that he's an Arrowhead this time. But I think Aaron's a great guy, great player. Obviously, one of the best to ever do it, man. He plays the game with a lot of flair to him, man, which is always fun to watch. But he's coming in Arrowhead, and we're going to try and get fired up and rattle him just a little bit.
Travis, how much of a sense of urgency to win at home on Sunday night after losing 2 in a row at Arrowhead?
You know what? I think it's just motivation to show out in front of our fans, man. We got the best fan base in the world, baby. The Red Sea is always rocking. It's always going, and they deserve a hard-fought win. on Sunday night when the lights are on.
Does it feel different on Sunday night when you know that everyone's watching? It's a bigger game. It's a big spot. It's almost like a playoff atmosphere when you're playing on Sunday Night Football.
Without a doubt. And it kind of took me a while to really match the feeling of it being a kind of a playoff type of game. And it's whenever the lights are on, man, everyone's watching. Literally everyone's watching. So you just gotta go out there and try not to do too much. Just be yourself and play your tail off for your brother. But it's definitely a little bit different feeling and get you going a little bit more.
All right, let's just get into life a little. You had a long weekend because you played Thursday night. What'd you do? I mean, anything fun this weekend? You just sit on the couch? What went down? Come on.
I went back to the University of Cincinnati, where I was there for 5 years playing both quarterback and tight end. Back in 2009, we went 12-0 during the regular season, and everybody on that team got recognized and inducted to the Cincinnati Hall of Fame. So it was good to see all my Bearcat brothers, all the family back there that's still making that place as special as it is. And sure enough, Cincinnati got the win over Tulsa. Shout out to the Cats, baby.
Wow, you are big time because they orchestrated that whole event around you and your schedule. That's when you know you're big time. They looked at the schedule and saw a Thursday game, and they said, Travis can be there that weekend.
And we do need to
what it was? It was the fact that Brian Kelly, the head coach at the time, he could fire. They scheduled it around him.
You're right. He might be bigger time than you. You're right. That might have won out.
I didn't play much back in 09.
And we do need to correct one thing. As Phil Simms, who's from Eastern Kentucky, has told Chris over and over again, it's not Cincinnati, it's Cincinnati. You got to get it right. University of Cincinnati. All right, Travis, we'll check out the Old Spice YouTube channel and the new Old Spice Sweat Defense Dry Spray and a Perspirate. Thanks, buddy. All the best this week and beyond.
Always good seeing you guys. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. See you, man.
All right, there he is, Travis Kelce. And, hey, Matt Moore, Kyle Shermer, Patrick Mahomes, whatever the case may be, that stadium will be full on Sunday night.
Electric.
It is going to be loud, and it is going to be a sight to behold. And we'll see what Aaron Rodgers can do after 5 of 6 games at home.
Yeah.
Gets into that setting. Can he get it done?
Yeah. Well, the good thing is, and I know you mentioned it, excuse me, as I burp into the microphone on the show, they came off a big road win 2 weeks ago. I literally burped into the microphone.
That's all right. I've done it before, but I haven't paused to say I've done it.
Well,
You've said, did you just burp?
Sure, in case they're hearing it. But the win against the Cowboys on the road a few weeks ago should give the Green Bay Packers at least confidence to go, and we can go anywhere and play, certainly. Now, this will be more ruckus and harder because it's a night game, and Kansas City is as loud as it gets. So it'll be interesting. And, yeah, I mean, it's as I look at it right now, just from, a week out, I go, man, this Kansas City defense, it has not been great this year, as we know. And, man, Green Bay's offense is really well-rounded. They can give them some tough problems. And can Kansas City score enough points to keep up with Rodgers and the Packers, I think was my initial thought of just breaking that game down.
They've got the Sunday night game at Kansas City. Then they go to L.A. to play the Chargers, which will basically be Lambeau Field West.
Right.
Especially with the Chargers being as bad as they are. Then it's the Panthers at home, bye week, and then, oh my goodness, November 24, appointment viewing, the Packers at the San Francisco 49ers.
Are we flexing into that game or anything? Well, let's see what we got.
I don't know. I think there's always a good game, but you never know what's going to happen come week 12, but that's a heck of a game on the schedule.
That would be amazing. And again, just like McVay and Shanahan, LaFleur worked for Shanahan as well. So, there's more to those games than just the what we see on the field. There's the coaching competitive nature there that will add to that Packers 49ers game, especially if they're both towards the top of the NFC like they are right now. But man, we got a lot of good football left. And even though I'm really hurt, like it hurt me Thursday night when I was at the Yankees game, okay, and I DVR'd the game, so I didn't get to watch it the next morning, but I was getting all the alerts on my phone, and I'm like, what? Mahomes and Rodgers is what I wanted to watch all year long, and now we're not going to get it.
Seattle at Philadelphia is the Week 12 Sunday Night Football game. Now, these decisions are made not by us. They're made ultimately by the NFL.
Yeah.
But given where the Eagles currently are,
they could be trouble.
And given where the Packers and the 49ers currently are,
right?
You never know what that game's going to be.
Yeah.
Either way, we'll have a great game for you that Sunday night, and especially this Sunday night. Even without Patrick Mahomes, the Packers at the Chiefs should be a great one. That's it for PFT OT. Thanks to Travis Kelce, and thanks to Old Spice, and thanks to you for checking out the program. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition of PFT Live. New Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
You know it.
Coming up later today.
Don't know what 2 games I've been asked.
Go and vote right in Washington, San Francisco is the game he's got to talk about. All right, everybody. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
See ya.